Hi again, and welcome to more Keep on Moving with Val. This particular class is a light aerobic workout, and we'll be doing a variety of things, starting out with some easy little walking and marching steps to get our heart rate up. We'll do some specific leg exercises using a chair for stability and balance. Then we'll be sitting doing some hand weights, so you can have your hand weights ready. And the last part of class we'll be lying down on the floor and working on our abs and a little bit more on our legs, and finish with some stretching. I don't have any music for this class. Normally I do play music because that high energy music helps keep you moving. So if you do have your own music on your iPod, on Spotify, on whatever you want to play, find the music that works for you. You might like classic rock. If you're Gen X, you might like your 80s music. Whatever has a nice, upbeat, energized rhythm to it to keep you moving. If you like 90s music, I wouldn't recommend Nirvana or Radiohead, but maybe something with a little faster beat. And you can also use contemporary people like Bruno Mars. Good songs just to keep you motivated. It makes the time go faster if you actually have the music playing. I just didn't want to get into any copyright infringements by playing music here. So I'm doing it in silence except for the natural sounds of the birds and slight breeze going on. So we're going to start, as I like to start all my classes, with a warm-up. I don't like to just jump right in, especially for older bodies. I like to make sure that our muscles are a little bit loosened up, a little bit warm. So with your feet apart, we're just going to start with shoulder rolls. We have some nice dog barking going on in the background. All right, rolling them back and then rolling forward. Always like to get the shoulders released before we start. All right, I'm going to stretch the arms out now and just do a little twist, looking over my back shoulder. Back the other way. And again, little twist. Getting our spine warmed up. You can also just do some loose swings back and forth with your arms free, or holding your arms together so that you feel it a little more in the upper back. Let's do some side bends now, just to stretch overhead. Just feeling that stretch in the side of the body. And back the other way. If you're more comfortable with your hands by your head and just tipping from the elbows, you can do it that way. Again, modify whatever you need to do. All right, we're going to put our hands on our hips and just circle around, just kind of loosen the torso up in general. You can move your hips and your ribs and then go back the other way. This kind of gets you in the frame of mind for moving. All right, we're going to take a big forward bend now. Stretch your arms out, ease yourself over slowly. This is a big stretch. Take hold of your ankles if you can, or higher up if you need to. Bend your knees if you need to. And just release the head down. Now take both hands over to one leg and look towards that knee. Take both hands to the other leg. Look towards that knee. Let's go back again, only this time take that top arm and stretch up. Good, opening those chest muscles. Let's do that to the other side. Take that top arm, stretch up to the ceiling or to the sky. And back down. All right, come up slowly now, as we always do when we've been upside down. And let's reach behind and just take a stretch with, I've got my hands together, stretch and look up. And release. All right, we're ready to just start with some little light walking. Now you can do this with no weights, or you can use some light hand weights. So I'm going to pick up the light hand weights and just start some easy marching. This is where playing music in the background helps. And you can set your own pace. Some people like to go a lot faster than I do, and some people just like to lope along. So just feel that easy pace. You're just gradually increasing your heart rate. Just like you're taking a nice walk around the block. All right, and now we're going to lift the knees up just a little higher, a little more swing in the step, a little more action in your shoulders. Just easy walks. The next section, we're going to move into a side touch. Start with your hands on your hips just to get your pace. You're going back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to start adding arms to this. If the arms get confusing, just go right back to putting your hands on your hips. You can do this, no arms. We're going to start with the arms out though. If you're holding weights, you'll start to feel that more quickly, but even without holding the weights. All right, now we're going to add arms. So hang in there. Here we go. We're going to flex to the shoulders, back out, making a muscle arm. Back and forth. Make sure I'm in the center of my camera here. So far so good. We're going to change the arms to make them bigger, up and down. Now you're putting a little more work into that, a little more range of motion in the arms. All right, you might feel your heartbeat coming up now. You might be noticing your breath more. If you get out of breath, take the arms out of it and slow down. Adding arms always makes your heart work more. But let's go back to the arms straight out. And now we're going to switch our feet. I keep moving forward slightly. Switching our feet, we're going to put one heel forward. Heel forward. So far so good. Bend your arms. Ready for some cactus arms. You're going to match your arms with your feet. Arms forward as your foot goes forward. Good. We're going to feel that in the pectoral muscles now. Hopefully you're all hanging in there. If not, put your hands back on your hips. Just keep the feet going. Ready to change our arms again. This time we're going to push our arms straight forward. Push with the feet. Push, push, push. Pushing out. Ready to change our arms again. Coming up now. They're going up, up, and up. Push and push, up. Good. And now arms overhead really works your heart. You're going to feel that more, especially if you have the little hand weights. If it's too much, put the weights down. Do it with no weights. All right, we're going to go back to our original step. Side to side. Good. Keeping your pace. And again, slow it down if you need to. Or if you're starting to get into your rhythm, you can even pick it up. We're going to do some knee lifts now. Starting with your right knee up. I'm doing a mirror image from you. Bringing the hand across to the knee. Good. Now we're going to switch our hands again. This time reach under your knee. Under the knee. Under. Good. Now we're going to pull the arms. Pull them down. Pull. Pull and pull. Arms down. 6, 7, 8, and keep. Keep going. Back to side to side. Again, part of this section of the class is just to keep constantly moving. So if you get a little confused with what's going on, come right back to this step. You're getting the benefits. Now we're going to stop our feet and just step out and push with the arms, straight across, pushing out. Push and out, in, push, stretching. Switching the arms, we're going straight up now. Up, up, and up, and up. 6, 7. Let's go out again. Push out, push, 3, 4. Push out, push out, push. And now down, reach down, pushing down. Push, 3, 4, and push. 6, 7, 8. Use both arms now. Push down, past your knee. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Both arms out. Push out. Push, 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 push. 6, 7. Both arms up. Press up. Up. 3, 4, and push. 6. All right. And we're going to go right back to walking now. Just some easy pacing. And we're going to get ready to do some low kicks. Starting with your right leg. Kick forward with the opposite arm. Leg is off the floor now. Kick, push, push, and push, 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 push. Good. Get your leg a little bit higher if you can, but watch your balance. All right, both arms, push, straight ahead. Push, push, and out, out. Both arms up, kicking up. Kick, 3, 4, kick up. 6, 7, and let's try one more set. Up, up, 3, 4, and kick up, and 7. All right, and back to your walking. We're getting close to the end of this section now, but you can hang in there. We're going to do what I just call skiing. I'm going to show you sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Tap your toe back and pull your elbows. Pull back. Pull, pull, and pull, and pull. 6, 7, 8. All right, now we're going to do to the side. Side, 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 and side. 6. All right, let's go back again to skiing. Tap your toe. Tap, tap, and back. 6, 7. Side again. I call this my mambo step. So you can put a little hip in there if you want. Do a little mambo. Side to side. All right. And almost to the end. And here's a little boot camp or football camp training. We're going to step out with both legs, in with both legs. Out, in, out, in, out, in. Now once you get that rhythm, you're going right, left, big right, left, little right, left. Once you get the rhythm, you can go faster, work on your agility with your feet. If not, just keep the slow pace. Keep the slow pace. Keep it light. A little bit on the balls of your feet on this one. And back to your marching. And we are almost done with this section. We're going to let our arms go straight down and just do some big marches. Swing, swing, up and swing, up. Bring your arms closer and do the airport hustle. running to get to your gate. Quick, 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 quick. Not quite a jog, just a little tiny sprint here. And then slow it down. Slow it down. I'm going to put my weights down. Now you should feel your heart kind of going here. So let's just give it a chance to slow down. Take a big stretch. Put one heel out in front of you. Bend that other knee. Reach for that toe. Just to stretch out those calf muscles. And put the other heel out. Reach for that toe. Bring your feet a little wider apart. Another big breath. Exhale down. All right, for this next section, we're going to need a chair. So let's take a pause and I'll get my chair out. This next section you'll need a chair for. Try and find a chair that's the right height for you. My dining room chair was a little too low, so this is just an old chair I found that my hand can reach down there for support. Try not to push all of your weight onto the chair, but use it when you need to. We're going to start out with just the feet. I'm a big proponent of making your feet and ankles strong because they're the support for our whole body. So we're going to face the chair, and I'm doing this sideways so you can see my feet. We're going to push up and down. Push up and down on the balls of your feet. Make sure that you're pressing evenly on all of your toes. And don't push your hips forward as you go up. Just go straight up. That's what your hands are there for, to protect you. Now we're going to do some knee bends out of that. Stretching out. Stretching out. And again, you want to try not to dip forward like that, but just go straight up and down. Straight up and down. Okay, just getting those knees stretched, loosen up, working on strength there. Now we're going to do one of each. Up and down. And push up and down. And press up and down. Up and down. Nice. Now we're going to do one leg. This is a little bit harder, so just put one foot up against the ankle and you're going to push up on the ball of your foot on the other leg. Push up. Just make sure ankles work a little harder. If this is uncomfortable, just go back to lifting up on your heels on both legs. Good. We're going to do about 8 of those. I lost count. Let's switch over to the other leg. Pushing up. Pushing up. Up and up. And push up and up. Press and up. All right, feet flat on the floor again. We're going to do a classic yoga chair here, just bending the knees. And now stretch your arms over the top of your chair. And this is just for strengthening hips and thighs and your knees. Just holding that stretch. And straighten up. Now we're going to bring the feet farther apart and this time turn your toes outwards. This gives you more range of motion in your hips. So we're going to start the same way again, pushing up, up, heels off. Stretch those arches. Again, try not to push forward with your hips and stomach. Keep strong in your core muscles and straight up and down. And now your big knee bends. You want to stretch your toes out, your knees out right over your toes and up. And again, try not to tip forward. Think of your shoulders straight over your hips, just like in a ballet class. Pressing down, so that you feel the inner thigh stretch as you keep the knees stretched out. Now just rock to one side, flex the toe. Rock to the other side, flex the toe. I'm turning my chair now so that I'm just holding with one hand. And we're going to start some leg exercises now, one leg at a time. I'll do one leg and then turn in the other direction to do the other. So again, use your chair if you can. Try not to grip too hard. And just start with some easy low swings, back and forth. Now, let your arm do what it wants to do. Most of the time, your arm will go in opposition to help you balance. You can go a little higher if you want. A little higher. And higher. And higher. All right, we're going to lift the knees straight up. Lunge back. Lift up. Lunge back. You can place your hand on your hip for this one if you want. Straight up, back, and up. And now add a kick. Kick, and back. Kick, and back. Kick, and back. Kick, and back. And now from here, keep that foot back there. We're just going to do some little knee dips. Down, straighten up. Down, straighten up. Down, lift up. Down, lift up. Keep holding the chair. We're just going to stretch that out. Reach over to that front toe. And let's do the other side. We'll start with those swings. Start low, easy swings. You're just working on loosening your hips up. Back and forth. When you're ready, go a little bit higher. If you want. Again, just see what feels right for your body. And now we're ready to do that knee lift. Lifting the knee up, pressing back. Lift up, press back. Lift up, press back, up. And now add the kick. Kick and back. Kick and back. Kick and back. Good. All right, leave the leg back there. We're doing some little knee dips now. That back heel is going to pop up to help your knee go down a little further. Down and up. Press down, straighten up, press down. And ready to stretch it out. Just reach over to that front. All right, back to the other side. A little bit more work now for our hips and our knees. We're going to just lift the knee front, open it side. Lift front, open it side. Good. You're going to feel that in the hip joint. In front and side, in front, side. And now some figure eights. Twist the knee in and back out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Bring the legs straight down. We're going to draw some little circles going out. We're going to do 8 of these. That was 8, and then back the other way. Just going to feel that movement in that hip socket. Just moving the hip, moving the hip. All right, and now just to stretch this out, lift your knee up. Hang on to that chair. We're going to stretch the leg back. I just call this the ice skater. Extend the leg behind you. If you want to, you can see if you can balance. If not, hang on to that chair. All right, let's do the other side. We'll start with the knee lifts. Lifting forward, side, forward, and side. And forward, and side, forward, and side. All right, and our figure eights. In and out. In and out. Turn in, out, in, and out. And now our hip circles there. Keep it low, just circling one way. Going to 8. And now come back, circling back. All right, by this time your standing leg might be getting a little tired, so shake it if you need to. Lift the knee up. And stretch the leg back. Again, if you want to balance, you can. If you want to just stretch the leg, that'll really stretch those hip flexors. All right. Turning this way again. We're going to do just plain old leg lift. Place your leg in front of you. You want to hold it really straight and tight, like a board. You want to keep your back absolutely straight. Use your arm out there for balance and just lift straight up and down. Up and up and up. Lifting up and 6 and 7 and 8. That one's a lot of work, so we'll rest that leg. Do the other leg. Lifting up and up. A lot of muscles are working here, including your abdominals. 6 and 7 and 8. All right, if you feel those quads getting a little tight, we'll stretch them out in a little bit. Same thing to the side. Now, instead of keeping the foot forward to the side, because we'll do that one later, we're going to turn the foot out. You want to use some of these underneath muscles to help lift your leg. This is usually the hardest one. Lifting towards your toe. Lifting towards your hand, I should say, toe to hand. And let's do the other side. Place that leg out. Give your hand there so that your foot has something to aim at, and lift up and up and lift. Up. Lift. 6. This one tires the leg out. That leg seems to get heavier the longer you do it. Now we're going to go to the back. So I'm going to switch my chair so that you can see, but all you need to do is stand behind your chair, hands on your chair. You're going to lift your leg straight behind the shoulder, lifting up. 3 and 4, lifting up. 6, 7, 8. Different set of muscles now. It's using these back muscles. And lifting the other leg. Up. 3 and 4, lifting up. 6, 7, and 8. Good. One more exercise with our chair. We're going to bend over the chair on this one, like this. If you are a smaller person and the chair is digging into you, just approach from the side and place your hand straight down on the chair. This is the donkey kick. We're going to stretch the leg up behind us and just flex. This will help stretch out those quad muscles. Flex. Bringing your heel towards your butt there. And pressing back. 6. I lost count, so we might have done an extra one. And let's do the other leg and flex it. Flex. And flex. Flex. And flex it. 6, 7, 8. All right. Then just to stretch out from this section, we're just going to rock side to side. Just easy motion back and forth. Now stretch your arms out. Try it without arms. Working on your balance here. And now we're going to touch down to our knee. And knee. Down and down and down. And 6, 7, and 8. All right, stand by your chair. Take a lunge back. Stretch those calf muscles. And the other leg back. And stretch. And now we're ready to sit. I'm sure you were glad to hear that. And work with our weights. We're ready to work on upper body strength for this section. If you've seen my seated yoga class, this is pretty much the same as what I use for my seated yoga students. So if you haven't, follow along. You'll need a set of hand weights, any weight that works for you. And the more you do this, the stronger you'll get, so you might need to up your weights. Sitting as tall as you can. Up, and then we're just starting up with some bicep curls. And lift up, and lift, and lift. Keep those elbows close. Lift, and up. We're going to 12 on these. And now let's do both arms, curling up, and lift, and up, and lift. 7, 8, and 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. Release the arms down by your side. And there's a lot of variety in these exercises so that different muscles are used. So different muscles using here to just lift away from the center of your body. This is called an abduction exercise. You're moving away from the center of the body. Adduction is when you come back to the center of the body. So we're abducting the arms out to the side. And now just hold the arms out there, nice and strong. See if you can touch them together. Bring them back out and down. Same thing going forward. Don't go farther than shoulder height so you don't get too much loose swing going on. You want this very controlled, just lifting and lowering. Lift and lift. Helps the muscles contract more easily. And now lift and hold those arms out there for straight. Stretch them out to the side. Big open movement. Bring them together. Lower back down. Bring your hands up to your shoulders. We're going to push straight out like we're punching. And push and push and push and push and out. And then both together, straight ahead. Push out. Push out. 3 and 4 and push out. 6, 7, and 8. Good. Lowering the arms down and bringing them right back together. We're going to press to the side now and back. Push and 3 and 4 and push out. And 6, 7, and 8. And straight down. I'm going to do one arm at a time for this next section, so I'm going to turn to each side so that you can see each arm working. So lower the arm down. Again, sitting up as tall as you can, you're going to pull your arm straight up to your shoulder. Pull up and up and up. And lift. 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now working on our tricep, we're going to curl forward, push that arm back, curl forward. Keeping it close to the body, push and curl and curl. We're going to do 8 of these, pressing back. Now we're just going to do the part where you're lifting, just working the tricep. Again, keep it controlled, don't swing, just push. Push, up and up. And now hold the arm back there. Hold, hold, hold. Feel that muscle working, feel it working. And lower it down. Let's do that on the other side. Start with those pull-ups straight up to the shoulder and lift up, and 3 and 4 and pull up. 6, 7, 8. Let's go to 12, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And for the triceps, start with your bicep curl and lift that arm. Curl and lift and curl and push and lift and push and again and push, lift, push, and one more. Just the lift now. Pushing up, push up, 3, 4, and push up, 6, 7, 8. And now hold the arm, hold it. Keep holding there so you feel that muscle working. And back down. All right. Both arms again. Knees a little apart. Hold your weights together. This is sort of like that kettlebell workout, only instead of using a kettlebell, you just bring your weights side by side. We're going to lift overhead. Press up and down. Curl up and down. And lift. Good. Sit up straight, and then you'll feel your abdominal muscles working, helping to lift your arms and lift. we're going to hold the arms straight up and open out, out, and 2, and 3, and 4, and out, and 6, and 7, and 8. And resting the arms down for a moment. Let your shoulders relax. And let's do our cactus arms again, closing a gate here. Bring them together in a heart. In, and press in. And 6, 7, 8. Last 4. And 12. Good. And down. This one's just called beating the drums. Arms straight out again, and pound the drums. Up and down. And rest. And now just an easy one before we do our last hard one. So up to the shoulders. Just easy tap. Easy tap. Again, you can make it more work by holding your arms in the air and not resting on your lap. Back and forth. And down. Last one, we're going straight up. And again, this is the one that really works your heart. Every time your arms are overhead in an exercise, you're working your heart. Lifting up, and push, push, and up, and push, and 6, 7, 8. And now, let's go. Pressing up, up, and push, 6, up. We're going 4 more to the end, 2, 3, and 4, and good. Now let's put the weights down. Sometimes you notice after gripping those weights your fingers feel a little tight, so just hold your hands out. Just do a little finger movement here. Good. Curl them in, little finger to thumb, make a fist, let it go. Curl in, let it go. Curl in, curl in. And now just roll the wrists like a hula dancer. Roll the wrists. And back the other way. Alright. Now bring your arms forward, turn your palms up, over. So now you feel the rotation in your shoulders. Up, over, up, and over. Good. Stretch your hands to the back of your head. Just open the elbows, look up. Really get a nice stretch in your back and up the front of your body. Reach your arms up and lean over to your toes. The last section will be on the floor. So if you have a yoga mat or something that has a little bit of a cushioned surface, go ahead and have that ready to lay out on the floor, and we'll do some floor abdominal work and some stretches. All right, we're ready to do some floor work now. Again, do what you can do if something's uncomfortable, or especially with the abdominal exercises, if your back starts to feel a little strained, then you can stop that exercise or just modify it as you need it. But we're going to be focusing on our abdominal muscles, our core, which is this band around our middle. We like to keep that strong, and it also helps support our back. I'm going to stretch out on my mat, tuck my knees, tuck my heels close, and have my knees up. I'm going to flatten my lumbar back to the floor so that you feel that support of the lumbar back. Good. And we're just going to start lifting one knee at a time, curling up to the chest and down. Lift and up and up and curl up and 6 and 7. Good. Getting those stomach muscles activated. Now we're going to tuck both knees up, touch the toes down. I like to barely touch the toes because you can feel your stomach muscles working at the last minute as your toes reach the mat. And lift up. And I like this exercise because it works the lower abs, which is where most of us really feel like we need to have some strength. All right, now switching to make it a little harder, but keep doing this one if extending is not for you. We're going to tuck in and extend. Lift, push out. Lift. Now I'm doing it about 45 degrees because that way I can still keep my back flat to the mat and not feel a strain. Some people can do it a lot lower, but if you need to do it higher, up here, do it up there. All right, lower the feet down. We're going to stretch our hands overhead and just reach through the knees and down. This one works more the middle area rather than the lower abdominals. And stretching up. And stretch. Good, let's keep going to 8. Think of lifting from the back rather than the neck. Lift from the back. So you're not straining those neck muscles. And all right, let's go to one side and down. Cross to the other side and down. Again, cross over and down and cross and down. Good job. All right, tuck your knees to your chest and let your back relax. Feet back down again. We're going to bring our hands to the sides of the head. This is another one where you want to not tug on your neck, but just lift from the body. And we're going to bring our elbow to our opposite knee and back down. Opposite knee and down. And across. And across. And over. And 6. And 7. All right, you can keep doing that, or you can do the more advanced version with the leg extended, and you can pick up the pace and go back and forth, pushing out with each leg. Again, find the version that works for you. All right, and tuck those knees back in again. Let your head and neck rest. Stretch the feet up to the ceiling. Try and make a long straight line with your legs. You may only be able to get your legs right to here. Bring them up if you can, so that they are 90 degrees to the floor. We're going to lower one leg down, lift back up. Lower the other leg, lift back up. Lower down, lift back up, and down. Lift back up. Bend your knees now. Push out. And tuck back in. Push out. Tuck back in. Push out. And in. Out. Let's try 4 more of those. Pushing out. Pushing out. Pushing out. And now, straighten the legs up. Out. Tuck in. And up. Out. Tuck in. Again. And out. And one more time, stretch up, out, and in. Holding those knees. Rest both feet down again. We're going to extend one leg and just lift that leg straight up to the ceiling and down. Lift, and lift, and lift. We did some leg lifts standing up. When you do it on the floor, it's sometimes a little easier to get a big stretch because you're not worried about your balance. And now bring the leg to you and just hold it. Again, if you need a strap or a band or something to hold your leg with, just have that nearby. We're just stretching out that hamstring. Now, cross this foot over the other knee, and we're just going to lift the opposite knee up and down. Curl up and down. Curl up and down, curl up and down. And now lift and hold. Wrap your hands around your thigh. Just get a good stretch in the hip. Lift that leg up and down. And then we'll do the other leg. Extend it out on the mat. Everything in your upper body, try and keep it relaxed. Stretch up and lift up. And and lift, and straight up, and up, and 7, and 8. And now we're going to take hold of this leg. And give it a good stretch. Again, you can relax the knee and just hold it out to here. If you're a little tight in your hamstrings, just so you feel that stretch. Cross this foot over the other knee, and now curl the knee up and down. A little more work on your abdominals here. Curl up and down, curl up and down. And bring this knee in, holding behind the knee. Stretch that leg. And back down. Open your arms out and slowly let your knees on the one side. Just release. Give your back a little stretch. Come up. Again, if this is uncomfortable, don't go all the way to the floor. You can just rock back and forth. Just rocking back and forth. Stretch your legs out. Take a nice big stretch overhead. That'll help stretch out those abdominal muscles after that work. And we're going to turn on our side. Here's where we're going to look like one of those 1980s aerobic videos. Leaning, make a little pillow there on your arm. Knees up about hip height. We're going to lift that top knee, sometimes called the clam. And we're just lifting up and down. Lifting up, down. Lift and lift. You're feeling those outside thigh muscles working. Lift and up. And now the hard version. If this is hard, again, too hard, just do the bent knee version again. You're lifting the leg up, lifting the leg up. Stretch it up and up. I won't tell you to feel the burn because you probably already do. So there it is. And stretch up. Bend your knee. Hold your ankle. Stretch that leg out. Again, if you can't get hold of your foot, just put that knee behind the other leg. Give it a stretch. All right, we're going to straighten our legs now. I never fully straighten my bottom leg because I tend to fall off my hip. So bend that leg and it gives you a good stable base. Here's your top leg. That one start out straight. We're going to bend the knee up to our chest, lift it side. Bend up, lift side, and up, and side, and up, and side. 4 more. I know sometimes this can get very boring. That's why it's good if you're playing music in the background. It'll keep you entertained. And now lift the knee. Just rest it there. Bring this foot behind the other knee. Now straighten this leg. On the other leg, we're going to work the inner muscles as opposed to the outer muscles. We're just pushing the foot off the ground. Pushing and pushing. And lift. And 6. And 7. Another 8. I never feel the first 8. So the second 8 is when you usually start feeling it. Lift and lift. Good, all right. Feet together, we're going to do our fishtail or our mermaid. Just see if you can lift them both off the ground. Little mermaid there. And down. Ready to do the other side. I'll do this slowly because for a lot of people in my classes, they need that time just to get themselves to the other side, get themselves situated. Good. We're ready for the other side now, so make your head pillow. That support. Bring your knees up, hip high. Let's work those outer thighs, lifting that top knee, stretch up, and up, and 3, and 4, and lifting, and 6, and 7,
and 8. And now with the leg extended. Again, you can keep doing the bent knee version if that's easier for you. 2, lift, and up, and 6, and 7, and 8. All right, let's do that knee bend. Again, you can hold the knee to let it relax, lower it down, or take hold of your foot if you can. Stretch those quad muscles. Extending the legs straight. Again, I'm keeping that lower leg bent so that I'm stable. Using my hand here also to stabilize. Flexing this foot, keeping the leg nice and strong so it lifts easily. Pushing up, up. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Start with the knee. And side, and lift, and side, and lift, and side, and lift, and side. And keep going. Lift, and side, and in, and side. And again. We have one more. All right, tucking the knee up. Let those muscles rest. I like to hit them. And bring your foot back. You're ready to lift the lower leg. Keep this leg strong and push up, up, and lifting, 6, 7, and keep going, pushing up, lift, 3, 4, and lift, and up, and 7, and 8. Good, you should feel that. Ready to bring your heels together, do your little fishtail there. You happen to get a little cramp in the side, lower your legs right away. And down. We're turning over now. Leaning on your elbows for support, keeping the shoulders pressing down and your back lifting up. And just give a nice back stretch there. And you can lower your head and shake it if it's into. All right, we're going to flex each foot up now. My legs were extended, but it's easier to lift from the flexed foot position. And we're going to lift our heel and down and lift and up and flexing. And 6 and 7 and 8. And both together now, curling up. This works those gluteal muscles. You're going to feel that. Pressing up and press. 7 and 8. Nice. And lower the body down now. You can let those shoulders relax. We're just going to lift one foot up and hold it in the air. You feel that from the gluteal muscles down the backs of the legs and down. And the other leg. Lift it up and hold it. Hold it in the air and down. Let's do our Superman pose now. We're going to lift arms and legs off the ground. This is a difficult pose. You don't have to go far to feel it though. Just stretch, stretch, stretch. And lower back down. Now, we're going to do a plank. If you have a hard time doing a plank, don't hold it very long. When we first started doing this in class, we would count to 10, then we would count to 20, then we would count to 30. We kept going up and up and up. Now I try and count to my age, which is almost 70 now, so that's a long time to hold, but come down when you need to. Holding for about a minute is really, really good if you can do that. So, elbows underneath your shoulders, lift the body. You want to keep breathing evenly while you're doing this. Slow, easy breaths. If you start to get shaky, muscles get shaky, that means you need to come back down. You don't want to exhaust your muscles or strain them. You can also do a little cheat if you need to by lowering a knee for a moment, taking some of that weight off your upper body, and pressing back up. Again, come down when you need to, and just take a rest while everybody else is holding as long as they can. You can also lift your hips slightly. That's another way to relieve some of the pressure on the upper body. If you're level though, you want to keep your abdominal muscles tucked and strong so your back does not drop down like that. Staying strong. And I'm going to slowly come out of that. Some of you might be resting already, so I will catch up with you. And then from here, lift up. We are going up into a yoga down dog, because that way we can stretch our backs out and we can tread our heels and stretch our calf muscles out. And we're getting just into some slow stretches at the end now, as our heart slows down and our muscles begin to cool down. Reach across to one knee, place your other hand behind you, just do a little stretch. Let's go back the other way. And we're going to extend one leg out. Place your hands in front of you. If you're on a mat, just keep them to the edge of the mat and just lean slowly over that front leg. And slowly into a side bend. Again, rest your hands wherever feels natural to you. Nice big side bend. And let's do the other side. Extend this leg out. Place your hands in front of you. Slow, easy stretching. And out of the stretch, into your side bend. We're going to open both legs into a straddle or a wide angle stretch here. Good. Again, use your hands to lift up as tall as you can. And we're going to do what I call the ironing board. With a flat hand, stretch to your toe and back. Stretch and back. And stretch. And let's do the other side. Push out. Push out. And push. And push. Bring your arms straight ahead. We're just going to row a boat here. Rock forward. Pull back. Rock forward. Pull back. Rock forward. Forward. And just like we did on each side, place your hands on the mat. Slowly stretch over. Straighten your arms. Just take a nice big breath. And exhale over again. And one more time. I save these big stretches for the end of class when your muscles are really warmed up, just so that you don't overstretch or strain those muscles, that it's easier to get into these when you've done all the other parts of the class. Let's fold the legs back in. Bring your hands to your shoulders. We'll just do a chicken wing roll here. Rolling back. Here comes the sun, and rolling forward. Good. Hands on the mat, just take a deep breath. Exhale down. Deep breath.
exhale down. One more breath. Stretch the arms up, reach out in front of you, all the way up. That's the end of class. Make sure you hydrate, have a nice glass of water, and if you're feeling a little stiff or sore the next day, just do some easy stretches just to work that lactic acid out of your muscles. And I hope you enjoyed the class and you feel stronger and more energized.